In California, there is a high amount of religious diversity. So in order to explore this, I focused on how the religions in a small part of California interact with each other by interviewing community members to ask them about their own beliefs as well as their perspective on interreligious interactions.
I'm not a regular participant in any organized religion. I do share many of the beliefs and values of organized religions.
I do not consider myself religious.
No, I don't. And that's a really funny answer given I work as a chancellor for a diocese in the Episcopal Church.
Yes, I do. I consider myself as a Christian, an Episcopal priest, but I've also had lots of influences by other traditions.
Only reluctantly. Well, I would say that it would be Christian and Episcopalian because I am an Episcopalian priest.
I do consider myself spiritual. I feel that within each human there is something within that makes us want to seek good, that makes us want to know ourselves and others, and it gives us empathy for not only humans but animals and the world in general.
But I do consider myself spiritual, definitely, because my mom is Native American, so I have a lot of that in me, and I was kind of raised in that culture, that spiritual culture of the idea of returning to the earth when you die and giving back to the earth.
I do consider myself spiritual, and the reason I consider myself spiritual is because I feel like religion is like this structure. I feel like spirituality is my relationship with God.
Well, I feel like that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience.
The majority is Catholic, or I would say Christian. First, Catholics are the majority of the Christians, and then Episcopalians, and then other Protestant groups. And then after that, I would say that it's probably the Jewish faith.
I think the most common belief or the most common religion in my community would probably be Christianity or maybe Judaism. I think those are the top two.
Marin County would clearly be a spiritual but not religious majority. Second most majority, I would probably be Christianity. However, I would point out many other religions are very active, and very spiritual movements are active in this community as well.
I feel like the community in Marin is not religious because less than 4% of people in Marin go to church or synagogue or like Spirit Rock or Zen Center. I think the majority belief in our community is outdoors. Probably Christianity, but yeah, I would say Christianity, at least in Marin County.
So, there's always the large population that doesn't go to church and goes to the soccer fields on Sunday mornings. And then I would say Christianity, predominantly Catholic, would be the next largest religions.
Yeah, there's a synagogue in San Francisco and a Catholic church down the street from where I live in Central San Rafael, one of the missions.
There's a Catholic church right down the street. There's a Presbyterian place right down a little bit further, Spirit Rock, which hosts a number of different religions and gatherings, including Tibetan Buddhists and some Sikh communities and some other communities. And then, of course, there's a Rodolph Shalom and Tiburon and some other places.
So Rodolph Shalom is right by us, which is the Jewish synagogue, and then the Korean Presbyterian Church.
Marin is a pretty ecumenical community. They seem very supportive and have good relationships with each other. I see them have joint projects and celebrations, and they're very dedicated to social justice and supporting those in need.
I have friends from school that were Muslim or Jewish or Catholic, like they were raised all those ways, but a lot of them then their families would never really intermingle. Like, they never really lived close to each other. So I don't think I could describe how religions respond. I don't think I'd be able to do that because I don't see it happen enough.
I think I would respond to that in the sense that they get along pretty well in Marin. I think all faiths tend to get along in Marin because, one, it's a fairly liberal community, so I think we get the more liberal strains of every religious branch that might be here. And that's evidenced by there's several ecumenical interfaith groups in the county, and I think they get along pretty well.
In Marin, there's the Marin Interfaith Council that is very inclusive and includes all religions, and even some of the lesser known ones like the Sufis and the Baha'is, and include other ones.
After hearing what people from my community had to say, I concluded that when varying religious groups in my community interact, it is because they want to, and so generally those interactions are positive. This relates to religious pluralism as a whole because it demonstrates the coexistence of different religious groups on a smaller level, but a level that can be examined to determine the interactions between them, and why California can have such a diversity of religions coexisting.